The early access version of Superior has some tough bosses, each with their own set of abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. We put together a brief guide that not only explains the backstory of each boss, but also gives you some quick tips and tricks on how to beat them. So follow along with us as we break down everything you need to know to come out victorious. First and foremost, let's talk about Backbone. As the first boss players will face in the game, Backbone is a formidable foe. Formerly recognized for his strength and leadership abilities, Backbone now unleashes his deadly power on anyone who dares to cross his path. He possesses superhuman leaps, charging strikes, earth-shattering bashes, and rock-throwing powers. He can easily kill lower-level characters with a single hit. Players must tactically target and destroy the pustules that spawn on Backbone's body during the two-phase battle to beat him. Once Backbone is defeated, he drops a juice bottle that offers an extra superpower as well as weapons and booster packs to help in future battles. In addition, defeating Backbone grants access to the very powerful Xeno power set. Be aware that Backbone has the ability to one-shot you with his melee swing, so it's essential to quickly dash out the way to avoid this. Next, we have Windup. Once a well-respected engineer and inventor, Windup became obsessed with transforming himself into a toy robot. But now, fueled by his grudge against organic life, he is a formidable enemy. Windup will appear on the Bruteforce or Revolt paths as players go through the game, and players should be mindful of their surroundings, stay away from the toys, and take them down quickly. Windup must be deliberately targeted and depleted of his health bar over the course of 2 phases in order to be defeated. When Windup deploys his proximity mines, you can shoot them, and if they are within the explosion radius of each other, they will all detonate, clearing a path for you to deal damage to him. Once defeated, Windup will drop a juice bottle, which players can use to gain an extra superpower, as well as new weaponry and booster boxes. Third, we have Bruteforce. Despite his intimidating name and size, Bruteforce isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. Players will initially see Bruteforce as the last boss for Timeline 1 on the Bruteforce path, where they will have to deal with his heat-seeking missiles and devastating force powers. To defeat Bruteforce, players must target and decrease his health bar strategically across 3 phases. During Phase 2 and 3, Bruteforce will put up a force field. A small orb is attached to his force field. Damaging the orb will move it once. After damaging it a second time, the shield will fall and stun Bruteforce, giving you a short time to deal direct damage. Once defeated, you will have successfully saved Earth, unlocked new levels to explore, and obtained a force power set to utilize in future runs. Fourth, we have Revolt. Once known for his refinement and good taste, Revolt has been twisted into a vicious and hateful bully with the power to manipulate electricity. He'll go to any lengths to defeat everyone who stands in his path of annihilating humanity. In order to access Timeline 2, players must first beat Bruteforce on Timeline 1. To beat Revolt, players must completely decrease Revolt's health bar throughout 3 phases. After Phase 1, Revolt will start spawning Martians. Clearing them out from behind cover will make the battle much easier. Revolt is currently the final boss on Timeline 2. Once defeated, players will unlock a new Earth to explore, Timeline 3. Fifth, we have Overmind, the second boss on Superior's 3rd timeline. Overmind, once famed for his immense intellect and foresight, is the world's brightest being, at least according to him. Overmind is a flying boss with the ability to command an army of underminds who will assault the players relentlessly. To beat Overmind, players must find and kill all the pustules on Overmind's brain and avoid mobs while doing so. To defeat this boss quickly, it is important to use precision damage boosters and precision weapon pick-alongs along the way. Additionally, it is important to make sure you have enough money for ammo refills, as Overmind's pustules have a lot of HP. Once defeated, Overmind will drop a canister of juice that players can spend to gain another superpower, as well as weapons and booster boxes. And last but not least, as part of the growth update, we have the biggest boss in the game. True to his name, the growth superpower was to grow his body at will. Now his power is out of control and he threatens the city with his massive, misshapen body. The growth is currently the most powerful boss in Superior. During battle, the growth will assault players with little pustules, swing at them, and try to demolish them with a tremendous beam that emanates from his mouth. Players must find and destroy all of the growth's pustules in order to vanquish him. Defeating the growth will result in successfully saving the Earth. Players will also unlock access to new super abilities for use on future runs. All in all, Superior is an exciting roguelike shooter with a unique collection of bosses for players to beat. Superior is available for purchase on Steam and the Gallic Game Store, so go check it out and put your talents to the test. Have fun gaming.